Welcome back to the I Just Love Footy YouTube channel, and in this quick video I'm going to show you just why I think Sydney Swans are destined for a grand final berth this season. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some snippets of the game against Essendon and point out some of the key reasons as to why I think Sydney may be in the final dance in September. Firstly, it's no secret Brodie Grundy has been a great acquisition for Sydney. His work around the ground level as seen here, tackling Jake Stringer for holding the ball, which initiated a transition for Sydney to go from end to end, and you'll see that a little bit later as one of the key features of Sydney's game, of course. Grundy has also been pivotal in improving Sydney's stoppage clearances game while having key contested balls out like Taylor Adams, Callum Mills and Luke Parker. They've gone from 10th in stoppage clearance to 5th, which is enough to warrant a growth in the team from a broader perspective. See here, great tap work, finds Goulden, feeds him, and then McLean takes a nice mark here at the 3/4 time siren. Here we'll see something that a ruckman should never be able to do. Before that, obviously we got Goulden and Warner building it up together. Warner finds Goulden. Usually you trust Goulden to find Grundy's chest. Never mind, it's below the knees, and look how he deals with it there. Unbelievable work there from Grundy, and that was an eventual goal assist. You can see Grundy's confidence up is when he's doing things like this, taking on his opposition ruckman and then hitting a target nice and cleanly. Next up, the keystone of Sydney's game is their transition from deep 50 to forward 50, and this is just one of many examples. Look at this group here, providing width, looking for the switch to make a quick transition from deep 50 to forward 50 here. Namely, keep an eye on where Errol Goulden is here. He is ready to absolutely sprint into the forward 50 and have an impact. So keep an eye on this as he outruns everybody on the far side. Also bearing in mind, Essendon failed to mark or track any of these players. Goulden takes that mark and ends up kicking the goal, or passing it off, sorry, for a goal assist. Another transition here, of course. You've got Goulden initiating it. Finds a nice overlapping run. Durham a little bit too slow to pick up that run made by Warner there. They find the inside pass and they just pick Essendon apart, really. And then when you got Goulden running free like that, how do you defend that when you allow the transition to occur like that, and then have a player like Goulden having that much time to have a kick going inside 50, probably top 3 in the league, being one of the best distributors going inside 50. And you can see the way Sydney are getting out here. They, being Warner in this case, is making a hard run to overlap and get beyond Durham here. And Durham's just a little bit too slow to pick up on this, and that's what breaks the damn wall from the very start. So that's how Sydney end up getting their run from the get-go. They are winning the first sequence of the transition, and then by the time they're out and moving, it's too late for players further up the ground to have an impact on what Sydney are trying to do. You see there, Durham's a little bit too slow. A great runner, admittedly, gets turned. And also a fault in the final sequence here. We can see Mackay wants to cover here, but Laverde doesn't see that and fails to roll over to this player here, being Hayden McLean. They end up just both marking this player here, so you'll see. Just keep an eye on Mackay and Laverde. Look, both sort of... Mackay's probably done the right thing, but Laverde needs to be moving here as soon as possible. Little hand pass that breaks the lines initially. Jordan lowers the eyes, and now they're out. Warner steps, and they're out. You can't defend this from here. Look how quickly they get from end to end. It's like transition footy within 10 seconds of play. Moving on, they just knock it forward. Grundy, evasive, and they're out again. Players are stepping up and having to make decisions, and the ball's past them by that point. Overlapping runs on the wing. James Jordan providing great width, and once again, hitting the target. So, transition footy, great use of the ball, making good decisions, and this is the product you get. Just end-to-end footy within a flash. Hey, just quickly, if you're enjoying this content, please consider subscribing. I'm doing video analysis every week on different games, along with match reviews and previews. So give us a sub, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Player spotlight, being a Nick Blakey, evasive there, as you would know. A nice little pass. And Goulden hits the target and Papley's open. Watch Blakey here on his bike bursts through every single player, continues his run. No one really blocks him to stop his run from Essendon. He's able to run uninterrupted. And you'll see he ends up finding himself unmarked for the longest time inside 50. So really good work by Blakey, but unaccountable footy going backwards for Essendon there. And then he ends up kicking this goal. Next player I'd like to talk about here is Errol Gulden. So let's have a look. Really good hustle by Sydney. Just keep willing their way. Gulden overlapping. Look at all these players just running freely, and Gulden finishes. Not enough frontal pressure from Essendon. No one putting blocks on anybody to get in the way of their overlapping runs. And again, this is the product of no pressure being applied from the Bombers. Gulden again on his bike. Really nice tackle. Now this one is really smart. This is a high IQ play by Gulden. We can see, I think this is McInerney. He ends up taking a mark and takes his time to see if any runs transpire. And then we actually see something really nice here from Gulden, just making a run, again, unaccounted for as he runs inside 50. So what happened here is, you can see in one moment coming into the picture, Ben Hobbs will be here sort of standing flat-footed, not checking his shoulders, and then Gulden runs into this space uninterrupted. So that's probably where the lapse of concentration came from Essendon, but nevertheless, that was a really smart run by Gulden. Moving on to the next player, Chad Warner. Just his will to win the ball. It's late in the fourth quarter, and he's doing this. Just keeps following the ball, keeps persisting. His man falls over, takes on the tackle on Laverde, and snaps on his left foot as well. So I'm trying to highlight his gut running late in the fourth quarter. This is just moments after that effort. So here, just keep in mind, we got Warner and Ben Hobbs, and let's see how this goes. Where does Warner end up and where does Hobbs end up? Who wants it more? Good pressure by Sydney here. So we got Warner tracking on the outside, still on the outside. Look where Hobbs is. Well behind where he should be if that is supposed to be his direct man. And again, another really good finish from Warner there, but it only comes to him because he willed his way towards the ball late in the game when his opponent didn't want to do the hard work. You can see in these short snippets just why Sydney are doing so well. Of course, you can only beat the opposition that's in front of you, being a very poor defensively structured team in Essendon. However, nevertheless, Sydney move the ball very well. They make smart, quick decisions. They stick their tackles. They have great composure. And they finish games really strongly. Obviously, you didn't see any footage of Isaac Heaney in there, but don't be fooled. He would be 9 from 9 in Brownlow votes from the first 3 games that he has played. And what's more daunting about this team is, as I mentioned earlier, they still don't have Luke Parker, Callum Mills, or Taylor Adams. I wonder how they're going to fit them all into the team because they are all very useful players who can play multiple different positions on top of all this gut running and slick and polish that this young Sydney side that is putting the rest of the league on notice. Guys, that's pretty much it for today. If you want to see some other video analysis, here are some just up here. Click on them and have a suss. Thanks, guys. Bye.